All right, today we're diving into a really fundamental problem, one that's often overlooked, but honestly, it threatens the entire future of artificial intelligence, and that's the quality of the data it's all built on. So let's just start with a big question, because behind all the incredible power and the massive promise of modern AI, there's this hidden and frankly deeply concerning fragility. At the end of the day, it all comes down to a really simple truth. For all its mind-bending complexity, an AI model's reliability, its accuracy, its trustworthiness, it all depends entirely on the quality of the data it was trained on. Garbage in, garbage out, right? And this quote just nails it. The very foundations of these powerful systems are often untraceable, inconsistent, and incredibly fragile. We're building skyscrapers on sand, and that's creating a huge problem for the entire field. So, this shaky foundation, well, it leads directly to a massive challenge for science and technology. It's a problem known as the reproducibility crisis. So, what exactly is this crisis? Well, it's the shocking realization that a lot of the time, AI can't reliably reproduce its own findings. And think about that. If a scientific discovery can't be independently confirmed, it just doesn't hold up. It's kind of fundamental. And the scale of this problem, it's staggering. A 2021 survey revealed that a full 70%, 70, of researchers have tried and failed to reproduce published results, and they point directly to inconsistent data as the main culprit. Yeah, this chart really puts it in perspective. This isn't some minor fringe issue we're talking about. It's the majority experience for scientists working on the absolute cutting edge of AI. And look, this is not just some academic debate. It has serious, tangible consequences in fields we all depend on. An unverified dataset could lead to a flawed medical diagnosis, an unstable financial model that costs millions, or just a general erosion of trust in science itself. Okay, so we've got a big problem. How do we even begin to fix it? Well, the answer might lie in a really fundamental shift in how we think, a move toward a new kind of verifiable truth, one that's anchored in the data itself. And this is the core concept of the solution. It's called data provenance. Just think of it like creating a transparent chain of custody for every single piece of data, so we can finally see its entire journey, from the moment it was created to the final conclusion. No more black boxes. And here's the contrast between the old broken model and this new vision. We're moving away from these static, opaque pipelines and toward a living data ecosystem, where data isn't some dead artifact, but a dynamic, evolving, and totally verifiable system. So how does this actually work in practice? Well, projects like Codata are turning this vision into a brand new kind of data economy. Let's just walk through this process, because it's pretty neat. It all starts with a contribution. Someone submits a data set. Then it gets reviewed by multiple independent verifiers. A consensus is reached using a reputation-based system, which means votes from more trusted members carry more weight. And, this is the crucial part, people who contribute quality work actually get rewarded for it. And what this creates is this radical flip of incentives. The value shifts from just building powerful models to making sure the underlying data is trustworthy. It rewards the often invisible, thankless labor of the people who collect, clean, and verify the data that makes AI possible in the first place. This is the economic transformation. We're creating a system where integrity isn't just a virtue, it's a valuable, measurable, and exchangeable asset. In this new economy, truth itself literally generates a return. It's a wild idea. So if we zoom out, this all builds towards a much bigger vision, a new kind of public infrastructure for truth, which we desperately need in our increasingly digital and synthetic world. And the stakes here are incredibly high. As AI makes more and more decisions that affect our lives, from medical treatments to financial loans, we absolutely have to be able to trace its reasoning back to a verifiable source. We simply can't afford to have that uncertainty. This new model actually engineers alignment and integrity directly into the data itself. So instead of relying on blind faith in some institution, we rely on transparent consensus. It creates systems we can trust by design, not just by accident.
Ultimately, as generative AI creates this ocean of synthetic text, images, and code, the ability to prove what's real becomes profoundly important. You could say that in this new world, verifiable data becomes the new gold.
And that leaves us with a final, pretty provocative thought. Maybe the next great leap in technology won't be about raw computational power at all. Maybe it's about verifiable proof. It's about building a shared, trustworthy record of reality in a world that, let's be honest, desperately needs one.